Mondani with 47% support. Independent former Governor Andrew Cuomo comes in with 31%, and Republican Curtis Sliwa has 15%. It's a small down for Sliwa to draw cash internet for Cuomo, but that's still down in a two-way race. Mondani still wins at 10 points. Mondani made prior comments about Israel brutalizing the Intifada and the IDF, and so Israel's been a focus ahead of the election. While 55% of New York State voters back Cuomo, the poll found 32% of them support Mondani. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
The Wall Street stock market rise after the sell-off yesterday in virtually football game will be Miami. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
It's not here yet, huh? Sir.
Welcome your input on the issues of the day. You can contact us on the Viewpoint line by calling 875-1490. The opinions expressed by our callers and guests do not necessarily reflect those of the management and staff of AM 1490 WHPV. And now, here's today's Viewpoint.
And good morning and welcome into the Friday morning Viewpoint for this Friday morning, October 31st, 2025, Halloween. And but as we have as our guests, we're going to be dealing with serious matters. But I know that Dr. Scott, because every time I see Dr. Scott somewhere, he's got a smile on his face. Good morning, Dr. Scott. How are you?
Good morning. Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And of course, Dr. Scott is the superintendent of Selma City Schools. And how's the Halloween week been going over at the school?
It's been a busy week. Our schools have several different activities planned. So it's been busy, but it's been a good week.
And I didn't make it to the Monster March yesterday, but it seemed like I saw some footage. Was the band?
Yeah, the band participated.
Yeah, they kind of led the march, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, so that should have been a lot of. Were you down? Were you able to go down?
I did not make it to the
No, you're too busy working, huh?
I had a dentist appointment.
Well, I know about that. I've been dealing with the dentist for the last 7 or 8 months. I've got work being done, and so I'm taking my time with it, and I know it's serious, huh?
Yes, sir.
So bring us up to date. How first of all, how's it going?
It's going great. This is, I think, month 7 or 8, wrapping up being superintendent of Selma City Schools. And so, as I said on day one, I appreciate the opportunity to serve the Selma community. So still going strong, still working on building relationships, still working on transparency and just communicating and getting people on board to support Selma City Schools. So it's a great job.
How's the attendance going? How did you guys do? I think Labor Day you said is when you is what your target audience was.
Typically, the first 20 days after Labor Day is what determines our funding for the following school year. And so we, of course, encourage our parents and boys and girls to come to school every day, but especially those days. So we found that our attendance was pretty much consistent. Thank goodness for that. But beyond that, we still want to encourage our parents to make sure that boys and girls are in school every day.
Well, after we had the show with you the last time, here recently, the superintendent of state schools says that 5,000 students are off the radar screen. They know that approximately 2,500 have gone into homeschooling in private schools or some other alternative, but another 2,500, they don't know where they are. And so to me, that I hate to say it, but to me that spells prison. It either spells prison or the cemetery. If that many young people are falling through the cracks, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, and I know that you guys are up against a terrible challenge. But it sounds like you got a handle on the attendance in Selma.
For us, we have a strong team, and it also goes back to having strong relationships and communication with our parents and with the community as a whole. We found that our attendance has been pretty stable, and we appreciate that, and we're thankful for that. But a lot of that goes out to our team, really communicating with our parents, making sure our boys and girls are in school. When they're not in school, making phone calls, home visits, checking in on them, making sure they have the support they need to be in school. So because of those relationships, we feel good about our attendance. It can always be better. It can always improve. But we're pretty stable right now in terms of what we've seen compared to last year.
Are you finding that parents are receptive to the message?
Yes, very much so, because, we're trying to do what's best for our boys and girls, and we're all working together. And so it's a partnership. And so if there are barriers to them not coming to school, then we try to match our parents up with those resources to make sure that we're getting them the support they need as well.
Okay. We may have a question for you or a comment. Viewpoint, you're on the air.
Busting in on another topic, but today is Stock the Shelves Day at the food pantry. I've tried for 2 weeks to get in to tell you about this.
I've been mentioning it. I was wondering if I was going to hear from you. Go ahead.
Oh, I've been trying, but someone will be out front. You don't even have to get out of your car from 10 until 4 this afternoon, from 10 this morning until 4. And you can bring canned goods or cash or money orders or whatever. We will be glad to take any and everything, and we appreciate so much the support that our community gives us. And I'm sorry to have to bust into somebody else's conversation.
No, I'm glad you called, because, with the way it's looking for next week and possibly next month, you may have, how are you going to handle if there's a significant increase in people needing food assistance?
We're going to do the best we can with what we have, Randy, and that's all we can do. But I will tell you this. If somebody is coming for the first time to sign up, they need to bring a utility bill in their name at their present address. They need to bring that with them, because we only serve people out of Dallas County. That's our charter. That's all we can do. And if you come in and you tell me you live at 123 Anywhere Street, I have to take you for your word. And it's not that I don't want to, but at the same time, you may live at 123 Anywhere Street in Demopolis, Alabama.
Now, if a person is or is not on SNAP, is that going to make a difference if they are food stamp recipients?
Well, everything is like that. We have to have that power or water or some kind of bill. But this is the other thing that people don't really understand. The food bank here out at Craigfield, they aren't getting the variety of stuff that they used to get. And so when we get our food from the food bank, we don't get the variety that we used to get. And it's not the food bank's fault. It's not our fault. But, a lot of it's nothing but canned beans and maybe some spaghetti sauce or something. That's fine, because that's more than the person had. But it would be nice if we had a variation of items, if that makes sense.
Yes, ma'am. Was it you don't have as many meats or vegetables or canned goods, or what's missing?
We'll take anything they want to bring, but please don't bring it in a glass container. Just a can, a regular size can, like a 14 and a half or 15 ounce can, not a 48 ounce can. Because if you brought a 48 ounce can of baked beans, whew, that person be tired of baked beans. So it is tomorrow. Excuse me, it is today. I'm sorry. I keep thinking today is Thursday, but today is Friday. And it's from 10 until 4 at the food pantry at 700 J.L. Chestnut Boulevard.
Well, that's fine. Well, thank you so much. I know Dr. Scott didn't seem to mind you giving that important information, especially under these circumstances. And so I am certainly hoping that we want to encourage folks to make sure that they support the Christian Alliance Food Pantry. You're a 100% volunteer organization. Is that right?
That is correct. We have no paid employees. We are the oldest food bank or food pantry or whatever you want to call it in the city. And we just feel very, very strongly about this. It exists strictly off of donations from churches and individuals. We don't get any federal money per se. We don't get any city money per se, but we We know we do a good job. We know we do a good job.
Well, we'll keep mentioning it. Thank you so much. I need to switch gears, but thank you so much. Yep. And we've been joined by the superintendent. well, I'm already about to make the principal superintendent already, Dr. Scott. We've been joined by the principal, of Selma High School, Mr. Stoney Pritchett, and of course, Dr. Scott is already with us. Before we go back to our topic, let's go down the street to Cornerstone Realty with Jewel Williamson. Good morning, Jewel. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great as usual. I've got you on my mind when I come on this radio, when I see something on the river. I want you to know that 117 Arrowhead Place closed this week, and a new owner is going there today. So they will now be fishing. And
it's good weather. It's perfect weather to go to the river.
pardon?
I'll say it's perfect weather. Whoever the buyer is, I'm sure that they'll get a good start to be able to enjoy living on the water, huh?
And we've had several closings this week, coming toward the end of the month. We usually try to get things closed. So we've had some closings. You'll see sold on some advertisements. Please know that we need listings, Randy. We need houses to sell because we've got people that are looking. We need people who have things because we are looking. We have buyers. So please give Cornerstone a call. We've got several agents there who are willing to help you. I mean, they're experienced. They know about residential. They know about commercial. And if we don't know it, we'll find it out because we have good close connections with the people who do know. We are still continuing our food drive with the need all around us. We're trying to get the food bank as many pieces of food as we can, and also donations. Keep in mind that when you give a donation, they can buy so much more food with that dollar than you can at the grocery store. However, if you have foods in your house that you know you're not going to use, please bring them by Cornerstone because October was our food collection month, but we're going to continue that. And then we're going to put another project on top of it. November is our collecting coats, sweaters, gloves, caps for men, women, and children. Last year we had such a success with this, and we take it down to the Fathers of St. Edmunds, and they have a wonderful place to distribute those. And this is a worthy cause. Clean your closets out of some gently used, or just go to a store and buy a coat for somebody. I know that there's many people that have a little extra money that they can do that, but just open your heart in the month of November because we need these coats, and sweaters, and caps, and gloves. So we try to do some service for the community. We're always looking out for somebody.
Well, thank you so much. Make sure you drop a flyer off to the station for me so I can continue to announce about those coats and sweaters.
That we do these things for people, and if you are even thinking about selling or buying, we can counsel with you. We have the experience, we have the connections, and we can help you. And there is no question that could not be answered except how can you help me make my payment? I can't do that, but I think we can answer any other questions that you have. And I'm going to be out this morning trying to help somebody, and then on another one, we're going to show them the property. So we're always busy. We're always available at Cornerstone. So give us a call, 872-0441, or come by 519 Lauderdale Street.
Thank you, Jewel. We appreciate it. Always good to hear from you, and I'll talk to you the next time.
Thank you, Randy.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, our guest this morning, the Selma City School Superintendent, Dr. David Scott. Mr. Stoney Pritchett, the principal of Selma High School. Programming note, I just heard from Mayor-elect Johnny Moss III, and he will be in here at 9-ish. We talked last week. I wanted to make sure that he remembered, and so we were kind of texting each other, and he has confirmed he'll be here at 9. And so we have been joined, and he's, by the way, he's the present chairman of the board for another couple of days at least. We've been joined by Mr. Stoney Pritchett, the principal at Selma High School. Now, I noticed something, Mr. Pritchett. You got a radio with you. Well, where is it? There it is. Why do you have a radio with you?
Well, it's morning intake. So the biggest thing makes it the boys and girls to Selma High School get into the building safely and sound and on task.
Well, see, that implies that you get a lot of things can happen this time in the morning, huh?
Yes, sir, a lot.
And you have to stay on top of it, huh?
Yeah.
Any new policies that the community needs to know about, especially as it relates to safety?
We definitely got some new procedures. We have our X-ray machines.
X-ray machines?
X-ray machines.
Well,
So,
now that's what I'm talking about.
Well, our students call it the airport security. It's like TSA. So they come in, they book bags, and they slide them through the X-ray machine. We see them on the cameras, on the cameras, or the monitor. We can see everything in the book bags.
Good.
We also have an X-ray metal detector, so it scans them in as well. So that's one of our biggest safety measures on campus this year. We also have some doors that are automatic lock, and they have a card that's swipe in for the student, and that's by the entrance. So again, we're trying to make sure that our school is very safe and sound, and our kids and the faculty and staff have a safe and sound.
Have you had to confiscate any weapons, or have the X-ray machines produced anything yet bad, negative?
Not bad, but a lot of cell phones and quite a few vapes.
The cell phone and vapes.
So again, we're having our vape policies. It's coming down the pipeline. So the board probably votes on next week the vape policy and some seasons of vaping on campus, which is a state law now passed by Governor Ivey.
What does the vape law say?
Well, we have a kind of generic policy which states that vaping is not allowed on campuses. So again, the first offense is maybe we make the parent talk with the parents. Second offense, we kind of get into with the law probation system where they have some counseling sessions. And so forth, suspension, ALC, things like that.
But they have plenty of opportunity to not do it. They know it's not to be done.
Yes,
now, what about the cell phone? Because I understand each county and city has a little flexibility with how you apply it.
So what we do, we use the younger pouches. So in the morning intake, our students have younger pouches such as the X-ray machine. They get a pouch and they put in their 4-period teacher's box. So we collect all phones in the morning. At the end of the day, we report back to 4th period and return the kids their phones.
What happens if there's an emergency? If there's if a school is shut down because of an active shooter, in the area?
Well, we're going back to the old way of doing it. So again, the front office staff or myself will call alert the parents. I call the superintendent. We'll call Ms. Millis to get an alert out to the parents via Facebook, via social media, or text.
Okay, all right. Well, that sounds like a winner. And how football? How things are? You didn't have the best football season, but you had a pretty good one, though.
We had a pretty good season. Our coaches do. He's new. So again, we're trying to get him acclimated to the community and to the boys of the football team. So again, I think he's going to do a better job next year. We can have a full year to do our off-season program with him and Mr. Glover to make sure that we're ready for the upcoming football season next school year.
And Superintendent Scott, you have a town hall meeting coming up?
Yes. So in the month of November, we do plan on having a second town hall meeting as a follow-up to our first meeting, but also to talk about some decisions that have been made since our first meeting in terms of school discovery, kind of what that means for our community.
I looked over just this week a couple times. That building is wonderful. That's a beautiful school.
It does.
So what is this going to be, a magnet school, or how are you going to handle this?
The board voted for SOD to be an intermediate school, grades 5 and 6. So previously it was a 6th grade school before when it was first there, and of course transition, storm hit, things like that. But of course, with the rebuilding of the school, it's bigger and better than what it was before, so it has a larger capacity.
It can handle more students.
And so we looked at a couple of options and had some input and feedback from the community. And so made the recommendation for it to be a 5th and 6th grade intermediate school. And so the board approved that recommendation. So now just a matter of talking of what that means to our community, to our elementary schools, which is currently K through 6, that will impact some of our schools in terms of size and attendance and different things.
So it'll be like a feeder school then, huh? Really the Selma High School, huh?
It will. So it will have elementary schools, grades K through 4, and then grades 5 and 6 will be school of discovery, and then they'll stay together from 5th grade through 12th grade.
Wow.
So, Hudson will be still grade 7, and then of course Selma will be grades 9 through 12. So once they come together as 5th graders, they'll be together for the next several years until they graduate.
That's interesting. Now, what about the curriculum? Is School of Discovery going to be? I think at one point it was its focus was artistic. And so where are you at now? What's the curriculum going to be?
So part of the conversation is to revisit and revive the previous curriculum with arts, dance, drama, all those things, because what that would do, that would give our boys and girls an introduction into those particular interests in 5th and 6th grade. R.B. Hudson would still have the STEAM, robotics, technology focus in middle school. So by the time they get to high school, they will have a good foundation for grades 5 through 8 on arts, music, dance, but also technology as well, so they can make better decisions when they get to the high school in terms of career tech or career paths.
I've always loved the theater at the School of the. I'm glad they didn't tear it down, because it's really hard. It's going to be hard to find theaters that are built that way. And I'm assuming that they're going to upgrade it and maybe do some state of the art.
So the final stages now is that they're working on the renovations for the auditorium and the cafeteria. So hopefully by January, we're hoping everything will be done and we can take possession of the building. Is what we're
take hoping. Possession. That sounds like a real estate term. and Mr. Principal.
Yes, sir.
You have a state-of-the-art auditorium at Selma High School.
Yes, we do.
And it sounds like by the time the 5th and 6th graders from School of Discovery get to you, 8th or 9th grade? 9th grade?
Ninth.
By the time they get to you, they'll be ready, huh?
Yes, sir.
And you'll be getting a lot of use out of the auditorium.
Definitely want to use it.
Yeah.
Utilize it to capacity.
Anything special coming up with Selma High School the next couple of weeks?
Well, right now we have our fall festival today. Actually, that's one thing we're working on right now. It starts today at 11 from 11 to 2 for our 9th through 12th grade students. So they're very excited. I'm just celebrating them for doing a great, wonderful job so far. Additionally, we have our Saturday school program. So our Saturday school program is every other Saturday, and it focuses on ACT prep. So we have about 30 to 40 kids every Saturday that come to the school for ACT prep. Additionally, we have our after-school program. We focus on still ACT prep, credit recovery, and standard recovery, and that's every single day. And also some of our big things in the school are, let's say we have math Mondays for our students and writing Wednesdays, focus on writing for ACT.
How's that going?
Actually, it's going well. Hopefully, I think we're going to improve our test scores. So again, I checked our test scores. I want to bring them up. I want to.
You don't want to go backwards, huh?
I want to go backwards. So right now, I checked it on Monday. Right now, we have a 73 report card grade at Selma High School, which is 3 points up from last year's 70. So we have a C. I want to commend the staff from last year for doing a wonderful job of keeping the school at a C level for right now. Well,
I tell you what, I'm glad to hear that. I know that we've got artificial intelligence is going to further complicate the global economy in the workforce. How do you prepare for that, with the curriculum? How do you get the students motivated to get the right kind of skill set?
So one thing, we actually teach them how to use artificial intelligence. So we use the technology for their purposes, benefit them. So we have a great career tech program, and we offer welding, brick masonry,
carpentry, auto mechanics,
industrial maintenance,
yeah.
What is it? It's not family consumer science anymore. We call it I can't think what we call it. Well, we offer, I can't think that.
It's a new name. It used to be home economics.
It was home economics. It's a new name. Entrepreneurship. I think it's entrepreneurship. We have quite a few business courses.
What about parenting? Do you have any issues? Anything that addresses parenting?
Well, we just kicked back off our PTSA. So one thing we were trying to do with PTSA, we want the parents to join the PTSA, so we do things with them. We're a Title I school, so we have Title I money for parenting, for parent engagement, and so things like that. So we're trying to get them involved in the school district as well. Help support the boys and girls of all the whole district.
Mr. Superintendent, so how do you feel about the parenting? I guess for me, my concern from my seat in the media, is going to be the digital divide, getting prepared for this global economy, and parenting, what's happening in the homes. And I'm really concerned about the kids who go home and their home is not stable, or is not the kinds of things that are being taught. The moral code is at the bar is at an all-time low. I think everybody realizes that. But how does the school come into play? You can't be the parents. You know what I mean? You're the school. But what can you do to help impact a student if they have a bad home environment?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we can do is to let our students and our parents know that school is a safe place, that we have people in our schools who work hard every day to make sure we're meeting the needs of our students and building those positive relationships. And so, we know there are different things that happen in every community, not just Selma, but we know there's trauma, different things our boys and girls go through. But what we understand through research and through time is that the biggest offset to that is knowing they're coming to a loving environment and a caring environment. And so that makes a huge difference. And so we're always in partnership with our parents to make sure that we're working together as a team to support our students. And so we also try to connect our parents to different resources in the community based on what their needs are, based on those relationships. As you said before, we only have, there's only so much that we can do from the school side of things, and our parents are doing the best they can on their side. So with us working together and trying to meet those needs, but we're doing what we feel is best for our students. And so just having that relationship and that communication is always going to be key.
Does this federal shutdown of the federal government, does it impact the schools in any way?
We still have our funding is still intact. We're thankful for that. But we also know, though, it is going to impact our boys and girls once they leave the school and go home in terms of those benefits that may not be received after today. And so we're trying to partner with other groups in the community just to get the information out to our parents. What is about the food pantries?
Well, the food is the thing. It's going to be a big issue, huh? Yes. But in terms of school children, though, how many meals a day do you provide? Can you provide? Breakfast and lunch.
Every day.
Right. And during the summer, you do almost the same thing.
We do provide food as well during the summer for our summer programs.
But now, at one point, I know, did you have some sort of a program where they could take something home in the evening?
Yeah, so of course that was in place, of course, during the COVID years, and we still have some schools that do, some community groups that do still provide that for some of our schools. On a smaller scale, we appreciate that. And so the main thing these next few days, next few weeks, we're encouraging our boys and girls and our parents to send them to school where they can come and get a meal, breakfast and lunch. And then we're also making sure that if there's a need, that we're trying to fill those needs in terms of making sure our boys and girls have the food that they need when they're with us.
So do you have a method to determine whether or not a child needs that kind of help?
Well, a lot of it's based on relationships. Now, our schools knowing what those needs are, but just making sure no child feels that they're being singled out, just offering the resources.
So they kind of be embarrassed if you have to watch that, huh?
Right.
They
So
could be embarrassed.
A process in place where every child has an opportunity to get access to food each and every day.
Well, that's good. And so, as principal, Mr. Pritchard, how does that affect you? I mean, how do you handle that?
Relationship. So one thing that we do at the high school, I bring in snacks every day. So oftentimes our kids do come late. So again, we have granola bars, Nutri-Grain bars, things like that. In the
healthy snacks.
Kind of they can grab and go. So additionally, if kids come off and it's appreciated that I'm hungry, so I have chilled and things in my office to give to them right there on the spot, or I can see the school nurse to give them things as well. So we try to support them.
That's good.
But I definitely want to reach out to the community. So one thing I want to do is I want to do some backpack buddies, whereas if we can provide backpacks full of let's say perishable food for the weekend on Fridays, these the boys and girls to take home for they just keep them over from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, put them
Right.
to school on Monday. It'd
Right.
be a great thing if the community help support that for the whole district.
So now, how are you doing that? You know, go ahead.
I asked them reaching out to the churches to actually help support us with that, so we can provide that for the kids, for all kids.
So on a Friday, students, will you give them a supply of food somehow?
Food that we have for the weekend.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to take a break in a few minutes, but first, let's go to the phone line. Viewpoint, you're on the air.
For these beautiful, handsome gentlemen who have come to serve our community. Mr. Jackson, you look like you should be on the cover of Gypsy. Mr. Pritchett, do you have any relatives in Selma? Because I knew Nancy Pritchett.
Yes, ma'am. I'm from Selma. Yes, ma'am. I'm really from Selma. Alice Pritchett was my grandmother. Buddy Pritchett was my grandfather. The Pritchetts live over there by Plain Elementary School. All my relatives here in Selma.
Okay, so I just know that there's a family, that was a Pritchett family that's affiliated with the lady who founded Alabama Lutheran School. Miss, I can't think of any of these names anymore. I'm getting old. But my reason, I just want to welcome both of you back to Selma. We appreciate all of our young talent coming back to Selma. But my other reason for calling is I wanted to say something about the School of Discovery. I really appreciate that coming, and I think you all are the ones that lead it in the right direction. I just wanted to be sure that you all feel welcome in our community, because we want good people, and we just want people to treat us right and not coming in and listen to the old judgment of some of the citizens who've been here and their noses been stuck in the mud for years. I'll be getting back with you because I hear everything is going well. I'm so glad our school has taken some of the suggestions that many of us have made through the years in order to change the way we are doing things. And then there was a specific note that I had on there, and I just had to call because I do appreciate these good people coming in. My voice is going out, so let me go. But I just wanted to share that with you all. I appreciate you all welcoming and treating our young people who have come back home with their talents to share also. Thank you, input. So, thank you.
Thank you for calling. Let's take this break, and we'll be back with more. Our guest this morning for the first hour is the Selma City School Superintendent, Dr. David Scott, and the principal of Selma High School, Mr. Stoney Pritchett. We'll be back with more after these messages.
I don't have a doctor, don't know what to do or where to go, whether you need urgent care, primary care, or even family care. No hospital. Just
This thing, so that you guys know, this equipment this is the oldest station in Selma, and this equipment has been here as long as the station. They don't make them like this anymore. But we do have some volume control problems.
My vehicle, where can I take it? There aren't any like shade tree mechanics and garages around anymore.
That's right, George, but you can bring it right here to us. We service not only the GM products, but we service Ford, Toyota, Nissan, Honda, you name it. We can do all your service work right here. And don't forget, when you get to that fifth oil change, guess what happens? It's free. You heard me right, free. Every fifth oil change is free, and it's not just limited to one per family. It can be 4 or 5 cars in the family when all each and every one of them gets the fifth oil change.
I like the idea of having the doors respond to a badge. Yeah, this is like it recognizes. Does every student have that?
We have
This faculty and staff.
You name it. We can do it all. We got the latest and greatest when it comes to running the alignment machine.
Yeah.
It looks like you're headed down the airport, taking off.
Is that at all the schools?
Come by and see.
Or that's just Selma High? Or?
Chevrolet and GMC. Not only your headquarters for service for your automobile,
Expanded.
but if you happen to be in the market for a new or used vehicle,
Nobody better to help you than the folks that have been in business for 79 years. That's right, George, 79 years, the same location right here at 14th Lawrence Street. We can do the financing for you, set up with all the major banks and credit unions, and of course, GM Financial. The phone number is 872-2337, or the website is reliablegmc.com. We invite you to come down and let us help you with your service and your transportation needs.
At Reliable in Selma, where they truly have it.
1490 WHBB, and welcome back to this segment of Viewpoint with our guest, Dr. David Scott, the superintendent of Selma City Schools, and Mr. Stoney Pritchett, the principal of Selma High School. During the commercial break, I was asking about how those badges worked, IDs rather, to be able to enter the building. The doors automatically unlock, but they were telling me it's for faculty and staff. Now, I think, I believe Clark has always had a system where you had to be buzzed in.
Yes, all of our schools, you have to be buzzed in to enter. So all of our schools have that capability.
Okay, and so what's different about that's happening at Selma High that you're looking at expanding to the other schools?
So at Selma High, as Mr. Pritchett said, when the staff enter campus, they can scan with their badges to let them inside the school. But also what's the newest thing at Selma High is that once you enter inside the front lobby, you're restricted to where you can go without being buzzed through to have access to the building. And so as in terms of safety, we're looking at our other schools and making sure that we have those layers of protection. So some of our buildings are older and may need a little bit more work to get that done. But we want to make sure that, again, that we have that safety measure in place at all of our schools, but Selma High being the one that we kind of started things off with, and then we'll kind of go from there as funds become available to implement those much needed barriers. Speaking
of safety, I've been kind of peeping in on the building process of the School of Discovery, and I remember Selma High's process, and that it was very intentional about being built for natural disasters like tornadoes and inclement weather. Is the School of Discovery the same?
From what I understand, it is not a shelter per se, a storm shelter. That's one of the first things I asked. But no, it is not. It does not have the storm shelter capabilities that Selma High has.
Right. And how many people can Selma High hold in the event of a disaster, do you think?
But truthfully, it's on the bottom floor. I mean, school can hold right up 2,000 people. I think on the storm shelter, maybe right at 1,500, 1,200 people.
How long have you been principal?
Well, this is my 6th year, so I've been on to this is my 6th year.
This is your 6th year
at Selma High School.
As principal?
At Selma High School, it's 12th and all.
Oh, okay. I feel really, I don't know. I must be really out of the loop. I got to do a better job. But that is really something that was good. Well, I'm glad you've been here long enough then to know about these electric buses. I was really excited about the buses, because I know one bus battery can power that whole high school and could be used for an emergency. If power went out, the batteries alone, were an asset. But I understand the company went out of business. So what do you do?
Well,
now?
The high school has a generator, so if it automatically it kicks on, the power goes out.
Oh.
It has a generator, and some lights going to be on the building, regardless of what.
Is it gas or natural gas or I mean,
I won't say it's electric. I think
electric,
yes.
Right? Okay, good. But I'm just wondering. So how long can it go without some outside source having to be used?
I'm not sure.
But those are the kind of things I kind of wonder about. I'm disaster oriented, and I guess I was really sensitized after January the 12th. And so now, when is this town hall meeting going to be?
So we haven't set the exact date yet, but it will be coming up in November. And so, as I said before, just a matter of coming back to the people in terms of being accountable and transparent, talking about the School of Discovery and kind of what that means moving forward, what that timeline is going to be like in terms of talking to our 5th and 6th grade teachers, talking to our parents, maybe January, February, naming a principal for that position, and then taking time in the spring to look at transportation changes, staffing changes, all those things that has to take place, so that by the time we get to, let's say, May of next year, everybody will know what the plan is. It'll be a smooth transition during the summer, and we can open up the doors in August of 2026.
That's excellent. Well, being, I guess, really, that sounds like the advantage of not having a huge 7A school is you'll be able to give more individual attention to the students.
Yes, and one of the things too is that we know transition is always important. And as a parent, I know for my child transition from elementary school to middle school, it's different going from elementary to secondary school.
Whole other culture, huh?
Whole other culture. But by having our boys and girls and families together, coming together in fifth grade and building those relationships, it will ease some of that anxiousness of transition from elementary or intermediate school to middle school, because it would be the same group of students that would be transitioned throughout.
That's interesting. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about losing friends and that kind of thing, huh? Wow.
So then we'll work on some other things when they come together as fifth graders. It'll be their first time together. So things like, relationship building, working together, building relationships,
conflict resolution, maybe. Bullying. What about bullying? Is that a problem still?
Well, we always have issues that we try to work through. We have a process in place, an investigation in place if there's a concern about that. So we have those processes in place. We're not perfect, so things come up and we deal with those things, but we want all of our boys and girls, of course, to feel safe and valued. So if there is a concern, we encourage them to please let our school officials know so we can follow through and follow up.
Now, I also understand you're going to kind of brief the community on what some of your goals are, short and long-term goals.
Yes, so we know we have that great strategic plan that our board approved this past summer. And so part of that process is to make sure we're talking about the plan, keeping that plan live and well in conversation. And so just looking at where we are right now in these first few months versus where do we want to go. The purpose of the strategic plan is a 5-year plan, a 3 to 5 year plan. So prioritizing what are our most immediate needs now, and then how we plan to address those, and then moving forward, what are some things we'll look at moving forward. So of course, safety is a big concern. Community engagement is a big concern. We have academics, that's a big concern. And we know we can't tackle all those things at one time. So we have to prioritize and just let the community know what that process looks like. And then also getting feedback from them. Are we doing the things that we say we were going to do, and having them to help hold us accountable for them.
Now, I know that in the past, Selma High School has had some issues a couple of years with fights that broke out in the schools and being able to contain. And the other thing I remember that was a problem was people were throwing things over the fence to get to smuggle weapons in or whatever, and maybe even cell phones now. Huh? I don't know. Have you taken any of that into consideration?
Yeah, we've taken some cell phones. So one thing they do is they leave them outside and try to sneak back out the door and try to get them. So it's some things that we got to.
They're creative, huh?
Very creative. So we have a great team. S.R. Johnson, his team, they're always mobile around the campus. They're checking the cameras. They're checking the perimeter always.
So you do have cameras on the campus too?
Yes, sir. We have cameras. Yes, sir. The cameras on my phone. I don't take the school right down on my phone to make sure everything is intact. Right.
Wow. No. Okay. Well, that's good. Now, active shooting situations. It seems like something has happened. I don't know if we've had it this year yet or not, but there was like a bomb threat or. How do you handle that kind of stuff?
Well, what we do, we practice our drills. We have monthly drills every month. So we have active shooter drill, we have fire drills, we have bad weather drills, things like that every single month. To prepare our students, faculty, and staff to make sure they're aware of what the procedures are. So our next drill is going to be a district-wide active shooter drill. So I think Mr. Glover and his team is going to some of the counties to meet with the safety committee. They're going to come back to the district and bring the active shooter drill here in Selma High School in the district.
So, are there any major differences between an active shooter drill and a weather?
Yes, it's the biggest thing is getting the kids out of the building, make sure they're accounted for, make sure the public community the community is aware of it. Make sure
know where their children are.
Make sure parents are aware of it. And the biggest thing is the location. So again, I think our previous location was at the field house behind the school, or we was going to bus them to R.B. Hudson. so the parents can start checking them out, know what they are, get them out off the area or seeing what area is this.
Right. Okay, well, it sounds like you guys are on top of everything. I'm glad to hear that. I tell you, confidence. I tell you, it makes a huge difference. And so it sounds like the school system is in good hands. Is there anything you want to stress to the community while for this morning?
The main thing is I want to just express my appreciation for the support as superintendent of Selma City Schools, and to just thank our parents and our community for doing such a great job of working with us as a team to make sure we meet the needs of our students. The work that we do is hard work, but it's also from the heart. And want our parents to know that, we're here for the right reason. And so we encourage them to continue to work with us and let us kind of work with them to try to meet some of their needs as well. We have work to do. Yes, we're not where we want to be. And so in the next few weeks and few months, we'll be reaching out to our community partners to help us with different things that we want to do for the school district. And we just welcome the opportunity to work with them. And we're just thankful for where we are now and looking forward to, years to come of great partnerships. But the main thing is keeping the main thing, doing what's best for our boys and girls, making sure when they leave Selma City school system that they can be successful no matter what pathway they choose to take.
Mm-hmm. Now, the holiday schedule, I guess we've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's coming up. How do you handle that, just your scheduling?
So our calendar is approved well in advance. So we communicate that to our parents. We have a week out for Thanksgiving, the last week in November. Then we have 2 weeks out in December. So we'll just be reminding our parents early on what those dates are coming up. But it's also important that, again, when it's time to be in school, that we're in school each and every day.
That's the bottom line,
Attendance matters, yes. Mm-hmm. Attendance, we need our boys and girls in school.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about now I remember that I think Selma High School had a hospitality component. You laugh. You must be thinking about something.
Well, it's crazy. It's one of my career pathways. It's hospitality and tourism class.
You got tourism combined now. Class. Yes, good. Sir. Well, and I guess the reason why I'm asking is, I'll tell you the truth. When I go into some of the retail establishments and see some of young adults, I say, well, they might need a better handle on knowing and understanding what work ethics are. And so do you have anything to teach us work ethics outside of, because they do a wonderful job with hospitality, but how do you spread that work ethic concept?
Well, we model it. I think the teachers model it. Do a great job of modeling it. So one thing that we actually do at Selma School, we have I don't want to say a dress code. One thing we do, we have Tie Tuesday. Tie Tuesday, professional dress Tuesday. Where the faculty, instead of coming just professional wearing ties, all the boys and girls wear ties as well. We're trying to ensure that they're prepared for the global society and ever-changing world to be successful in doing the right things, dressing appropriate. Soft skills, speaking. Chris does a great job with that. Hospitality and tourism, Mr. Duke does a wonderful job. We have a full furnished kitchen. The kids are in there cooking meals for the faculty staff certain times. Like today, they're going to present a meal outside to the students today during our fall festival. So, I think we're doing a great job preparing our students to be successful. Even with our SEL program, it's teaching social learning, emotional learning. So we're touching on that as well, too, throughout with our peer helpers, through our business classes that we run through that's weekly. So they can those lessons weekly. So again, I think we're trying to educate the whole child.
And Selma High has a crown to be proud of, and that is the Teacher of the Year nationally. You pulled off you didn't just do the Teacher of the Year in Dallas County. You went into the United States of America.
Yes, Miss Pitt does a wonderful job. I had the opportunity to be around for this is my 6th year being around now. I told her maybe 3 or 4 years ago. She does a great job with our A+ college rated program that we had 2 or 3 years ago, and she just flourished. And I commend her for the work she does with our boys and girls, and she's a bright star at Selma High School. We love her and want to continue to do great work. I'm trying to make sure that I can keep her here while I'm here to educate our boys and girls.
Well, and Dr. Scott, that should be a good role model and a good thing for you, huh? To try and get other teachers to pay attention to what she's doing and to be competitive, I guess you could say, huh?
But there's so much talent here in Selma, and I appreciate the fact that Miss Pitts has kind of put a spotlight on Selma in terms of her role as National Civics Teacher of the Year. But also, I'm hoping that will encourage other teachers to step out and show the great talent that they have as well by putting themselves out there, showcasing what they can do, because there are a lot of special people working in Selma, and I'm very proud of the work that they do with our boys and girls each and every day. So there's a lot of hidden gems here in Selma City Schools that we hope will start shining their lights.
Well, speaking of transitions, you're getting ready to make one, huh?
Yes, we are.
The present superintendent will be here at Nonish. The mayor-elect Johnny Moss, the third, and obviously you've had a good working relationship with him.
Yes.
And now you got a new one coming in.
We do. The current board, it's been great working with them since I've been here as superintendent. They've been very supportive. As we transition to new board members, looking forward to work with them and continuing the work that we've done so far in Selma City Schools.
It sounds like everybody's on the same page.
Yes, very much so. A bunch of they're very dedicated to Selma City Schools and doing what's best for our boys and girls. So excited about what's to come.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like, I think the mayor-elect is coming in now. I have to look at it. I have to study the mayor-elect. He's the coolest person I know. The coolest, calmest person I know. It doesn't look like it's set in yet that he's mayor. I don't know. Or is he just used to having authority, huh?
Yes.
Well, that's good. All right, we're going to take this last break and then start wrapping up as we get ready to make a transition for our next segment. And then you can wrap up if you want to push something in particular. Mr. Mayor?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Good. Yeah.
What y'all talking about?
Everything. We just got finished talking about you. So that was pretty good timing. Yeah. Being good to work with, and being on the same page.
What's key?
Yeah. So.
My shoes on. I went to the Wild Game Cookout last night. Did you go, Randy?
I had to do Prattville football last night.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it was nice. So I was a judge a couple of years.
It was down at the marina.
At the marina, right?
It was a nice setup.
Was that the first time you've seen their? Yeah, because I was there when they had the grand opening.
Yeah.
I really wanted to go, but there was so much going on yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm hopefully make it next year. Everything that I wanted to cover Tuesday and Thursday, I had to do football. Coach the show on Tuesday for Prattville, and last night instead of them having the game tonight on our FM station, it was last night.
Did they win?
Yeah, they won last night, but they're not going to be in the playoffs.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but
Prattville not here?
Huh?
Prattville lost that one?
No, Prattville won, but they but the way that 7A is set up, they have a real interesting way that they are judging how you get in the playoffs. Prattville should have been if you went by their record, but it depends on what the other schools are doing, But I'm gonna tell you guys, next year, Prattville old in terms of how they may have a pretty close to perfect record next year. They got a good coach. This new coach is really good. Yep. 1490 WHBB. As we start wrapping up, Dr. Scott, anything that you want to really make sure you repeat for people to know about?
But yes, we talked about our transition with our board members. Just want to invite the public out to the meet and greet next Tuesday at 4:30 as our new board transitions and take office. The swearing in will be next Tuesday at 5:00, November the 4th. So we do have a meet and greet at 4:30 for our new board members. So invite the community out to come in and meet the new board members.
When are the board meetings?
The board meetings are Tuesdays. It's typically the second Tuesday in the month after the first Thursday.
the second Tuesday after the first Thursday. I'm gonna just have to get to the calendar.
We have dates. We have dates that's posted. Yes.
Yeah. So, but it's only once a month.
It's only once a month.
That's good.
And then we'll start having work sessions as well. But the board meetings will be on Tuesday.
Well, that's good. Is there anything that you need to say as principal of Selma High School?
just want to say I want to thank the board and Dr. Scott for giving me an opportunity to come back to a place that I love so dearly, to give back to the community. So I just want to be a shining star, to give back to the community and boys and girls of Selma City School, especially Selma High School, and to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do. I want to show the parents in the community that Selma High School is a place that is on the move. We're doing some great things over there. So please believe in Selma High School and continue to support us.
Okay, thank you so much for coming in. We're going to take this break, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. The next guest up is Mayor-elect Johnny Moss the third. We'll be back right after these messages. Yes, sir. What was that? Hold on, I can't hear you.
Randy, thank you.
Oh no, you didn't have the call. Then you had the you got my. This is my personal number. It's 875 3350.
No, thank you for coming to do it. Mm-hmm. So maybe we should do that, and then we'll just have our food and do all that. Thank you. I am heading on the young now.
Well, you can call back. You know, you can, and I'll mention it too. But you're welcome to call back on the request line. Yeah, your name came up. That's why I answered it. I saw your name, and I was hoping you wouldn't hang up. I wanted to see what you needed.
You brought him on? We don't see.
Yeah, do call-ins too. No, sir. No, it's about the public. It's about serving the public.
Good morning.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Woo! All right, man. I know you've been pretty busy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Are you doing next Friday, Cynthia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay.
All right.
Next Friday.
People are coming next Friday.
8 o'clock.
Superintendent, we're going to ask Ms. Curtis, since she's the new board president, and Ms. Tinker, so she could talk about what's going on in Mountain View.
So y'all come every Friday?
No, it's supposed to be the first Friday of every month.
Okay.
We somehow lost track of that.
Here we
So we're trying to get it back on track. So that's why we came this week, and then I said, hey, can we come back next week so we can get back on?
Here we go. One of the advantages of going on live on the YouTube is you get a chance to hear what we say off the air that we can't say on the air all the time. Mayor-elect Johnny Moss III. Man, good morning.
Good morning.
And it looks like you got a visitor here at the same time to welcome you, to the WHBB audience, Mike Reynolds.
I got my pom-poms out.
Yeah, Mike has got to run in and out because if he stays in here, I don't know.
I'm not gonna do that to you, Randy.
Oh no, you're more than welcome to. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Man, I tell you, last Saturday at Strong's 3, you had a gathering of family and supporters and friends. Was the food any good?
Oh, it's always good. Anthony Strong, the best meat in town.
There's no way it's hard to beat that, huh?
Yeah, so it was good because his regular customers, they came back and they ate also. So
everybody had a good full time, huh?
Good time. It's my father's birthday on Saturday.
No, I didn't know that. I took a picture of you and him and your mom, but I didn't know it was his birthday.
It's his birthday.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you see, your father walks on a regular basis. He's kept himself fit. He certainly doesn't. And your mom doesn't. I don't know how old your mother is, but they don't look like they're anywhere near their 80s.
She's very active, so she's always just on the go. So.
And I know they're proud of you. There are benefits in being grounded,
right,
and down to earth,
right,
and you don't have to stick your chest out and prove who or what you are.
Right.
And that's what I kind of get from you and from them.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Now, this week, I understand the Alabama League of Municipalities started the training that is required for all elected officials.
Right.
Did you go?
I did. There were 5 of us from Selma. Myself, Lisa James, Ashley Irvin, Janie Thomas, and Christy Thomas. Christy and Janie actually, Christy, well, she's not Thomas anymore. Christy. I don't know.
I don't know what. She's
Yeah,
married.
yeah,
She got married
married,
recently. I didn't know.
June,
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they received awards. Janie received an award.
Because she's got the highest level of training. Yeah.
Right,
mm-hmm. Right.
So it was a good 2 days. Learned a lot.
I was gonna say, did you learn anything?
Mm-hmm. So I think now the governor has mandated this training for all elected officials, and much like the school board, we have to have so many training hours per year, and I think it's very important that all elected officials go through this training. And it's ethics, municipality finance, mayor, council, relationships,
right?
Open Meetings Act, just a lot of plethora of information that's needed, and everyone can start on the same page.
Get on the same page again, huh? Selma, in the past, one of the main complaints over the years that I have had the last 2 mayors has been and so you're talking what? That's 9, maybe 10 years easily.
4 and 5, 9 years.
9 years, and ever since both of them, the major complaint was the mayor and city council couldn't get along.
Right.
And when I hear about some of the courses that were being taught through the Alabama League of Municipalities, to me it appeared to be that it addresses a lot of the issues that come up.
It does.
But
at the end of the day, you can hear the information, but if you don't apply it,
that's the bottom line,
That's the bottom line. And this was good because it gave us a chance to kind of connect. And I think that's why it's important to get to know people, to talk to people, develop relationships.
The key word is relationships.
Like, for instance, I know you came out to George Evans golf tournament, right?
I was not able to make it, but I helped promote it, and I'm familiar with it. Did you go?
Yeah.
Well, good.
Hey, I won. Troy and I won. So
no, I didn't know that. Look at that. That's crazy.
Troy Harville and Ira Wagner, we won the tournament.
What?
But Troy and I played together, so it gave us a chance to talk and I know Troy, but just to talk, and we talked about some things and some issues that that'll come up. But those are the type of that's relationship building,
right?
And that's not being in the chamber, the council chambers and city hall, but just talking about some ideas and some things that we can do better.
That's interesting. I don't know, but I never told you, but the interview that you did on Viewpoint when you were running turned out to be the highest rated YouTube video on the selmapostherald.com website.
Wow.
Hundreds of people.
Yes.
I said, wow.
Right.
Because we kind of do a count,
Exactly.
And each month YouTube sends me a report.
Right.
And that particular month, at the end of the month, they sent a report out showing which was the most watched video.
Right.
And you're talking like I have well over 500-600 regular subscribers.
Right.
And that translates into thousands of people.
Wow.
And so they really were into what you were into and I found that to be interesting. How do you feel now? Has it sunk in yet? That you're mayor. How do you feel?
It really hasn't. I mean, it's just I've been on the go. I tell you.
Yeah.
It just it hasn't.
No, I didn't think so. I'm not. It looks like it's kind of gradually.
Right.
It hadn't really hit you yet.
It's so funny. People are like, Skip. I mean, well, I can't call you. I can't call you Skip.
Yeah.
It's just
making this transition, huh?
Yeah. So it's
well, school superintendent and mayor, both of those, a lot of responsibility comes with those positions.
Right.
So you've been in a high profile position for a while now.
Yeah, but it's
gonna be different.
It's gonna be different. And what's amazing is how much respect going to these events outside of Selma, how much respect
for Selma
and admiration there is for Selma.
Right.
So that's gonna be key.
Well, that's key, and whoever, especially in your position as mayor, understanding that and embracing the history, and not to take anything away from the past administration, but when the tornado hit, most of the federal people that I met that were directors and other people that made decisions about the money that came here, they were all fans of Selma, Alabama. And they were all, what can we do to help? That makes a big difference.
It does.
It does. And if you can develop those relationships and build on that, then we're in pretty good shape right now.
Yeah, we we I've established a transition team, and I'm not going to
get into details
about that, but we met with the co-chairs this week, and we're laying out a plan how we'll move that forward. We actually have reached out to Randall Woodfin's transition team chair
in Birmingham,
and Stephen Reed
in Montgomery.
Good,
chair. Excellent.
And when I sat down with Mayor Reed, he said that was I asked him what was the first best thing he's done for his administration. He said that transition report was probably the key to moving forward.
Wow.
And so we've adopted that. I was going to be as extensive as his, but we've got some key members of the community that will come together and meet with all of our departments, the community members. We're going to bring in some community members as well. And hopefully by the end of January, we'll have that transition report and we'll present it to the citizens. And then that'll be the beginning of how we govern. For
Well, I last week, in fact, I compared you and Mayor Reed, and it's similar in that your families helped prepare you. There was a book, it was called Groomed for Power. And, a lot of people don't understand, I think, that you really need to, you don't need to just step into some of these positions without some preparation. And your father and mother have been active, behind the scenes a lot of times and sometimes in front. And that's what you grew up in. And the same thing with Mayor Reed, and with him being probate judge before becoming mayor, that had to have helped.
And then, you just got to have a level of maturity as well. Sometimes, God just paces you in your life and puts you in a position at a certain time. And I look at back in my 20 years working, with Dr. Mitchell. And
oh my
sometimes
goodness.
I'm thinking like, man.
What is he doing?
Yeah, but then now you're just like, okay, now I understand why he made those decisions. And leadership is lonely. You know what I mean? You have to make a decision and stand by it.
Yeah.
But the key to moving forward, Selma, is going to be working together.
I'm glad you mentioned Dr. Mitchell because Wallace Community College is a good example of a modern look, a facelift. And we need a facelift. We don't have to change the downtown and totally. But I'm sure that those small businesses, the retail businesses, could use a financial shot in the arm to help with the facades.
Exactly. And that's what Dr. Mitchell did when he got to the college. The college didn't have any money. But, you can clean your house up. He went in and he mandated that grass was cut. The buildings were clean. And then, you started renovating buildings and things like that. So we just got to go back and get to the basics. I walked to City Hall the other day and we just need to clean it up.
Work with what you got.
Yeah. Just clean up the building, pressure wash the building, have a deep cleaning, clean the carpet, offices need to be clean, just changing the culture,
Well, speaking of culture, we've had 2 murders in the last 2 weeks. Although 10 is a far cry from 20 some murders, and 10 is still too many, but it could be sobering, I would think, in terms of saying, well, we've got some real cultural issues, and I don't know how you intend to approach that.
Yeah, Mayor Reed and I, we talked about that, and a lot of cities are dealing with the same issues. We've got a gun problem. and it's going to be, we're going to have to take a deep dive and self-evaluation, especially in our police departments and our fire department, public safety.
Yeah.
But
first responders, huh?
First responders. And I'm going to spend some time with both departments.
Right.
And just doing an assessment and then presenting some ideas and some plans that we need to move forward.
Now, you've been superintendent for several years. I keep saying, man, I'm sorry.
The superintendent was just here.
Thank you.
Right.
You've been the chairman, and so you've had to supervise. I guess that's why I got the two terms.
Right.
You've had to supervise people in positions of authority.
Right.
So, when it comes to the police chief and the fire chief, in the supervisory position, I don't know how that would work out in terms of how you plan to deal with that. How do you deal with that?
Well, I'm just going to, day one, all of the department heads. I've developed a checklist of things that we need to see or information that we need to gather from all department heads. And so that will, go to the transition team and myself, and then we'll just do an assessment to see where we are. Sometimes people need professional development. Sometimes people need, assistance in their job.
Right.
And I just want to just see where everyone's skill set is.
Right.
And it'll be a fair playing field. Everyone, if you know your job, you know your job.
Right.
And so we'll just evaluate all of our department heads from that standpoint.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad they, I think you have the perfect attitude. Is what we need at this time.
Right.
And we got a lot of work to do. Now, this federal shutdown, and before I get to that, I understand Mayor Perkins has been helping with the transition.
Oh, yes.
And that he provided, I think he said he provided a document to kind of help you get a handle on things. Is this federal government shutdown going to impact you in any way negatively that you're going to have to deal with?
It's just, everyone's going to have to deal with it. I spoke with food bank executive director yesterday, Chad McKitchen from the Emmonites, and we're just trying to navigate the waters right now. We talked, and we'll see what happens with this vote. And, they're prepared from the food bank standpoint. We talked about it from a school board standpoint, how we serve our students if the SNAP program goes in effect. And so we're just we're going to have to bring
people to the table. Yeah,
so
right.
We've already started conversations. We're going to have to bring our faith-based organizations to the table, churches, pastors, because we're going to have to supplement, the
community. And you already have some that already have shortages.
Exactly.
I'm glad you mentioned that today. Two things are going to happen. The Christian Alliance Food Bank is having their stock to shelves from 10 until 4, and they're accepting canned goods and cash. The money, as Jewel Williamson pointed out, they can buy more with money than we can.
And that's what the conversation I had with the executive director, that people don't understand that they can,
but per pound, you can get a good deal.
You get a good deal.
Right.
And so, it's going to be important for our community to understand this.
Right.
As because they can't just take any kind of food. You have to have.
I can't go and buy food that the food pantry can.
Exactly.
My $10 is only going to be $10, but their $10 is more like $5.
Exactly. And I think they all of the food banks in the state are working together, so they're aware and they're prepared. But we just preferably that the legislators and the Congress
will come to the census. And do their job. That's all it boils down to.
What it boils down
to.
Do your job.
Yes, sir. And now Monday, the swearing-in ceremony is at 12
o'clock
at the convention center.
And it'll be the swearing in for all officials, so the council and the mayor.
Right.
So
now at 4 o'clock,
They have the organization.
The organizational
Right,
meeting.
right,
Oh my
right.
good. Do you elect the city council president then? I mean, pro tem.
Yeah, the pro tem, clerk, treasurer. There's some other business I saw on the agenda.
On the agenda,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I have a full agenda.
Right,
you know,
right.
It sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it shouldn't be a long meeting.
but now, you know, consensus wise, what are you just going to take a vote on who should be where? And you know, I don't know.
That's on them, man.
Oh, that's the city council's. You're a guest, huh?
I'm a guest. I'm just an invited guest. I mean, and I think that's important. Kennard and I talked about it. Kennard Randolph, who's the city council president elect. You know, we're just gonna stay in our lane.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna attend their meetings, the work sessions. We already talked about. I think he wants to do the work sessions and the meetings on the same day. Because right now, the way the schedule's set, they're meeting every week.
Right.
That's 4 times.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's an awful lot. You don't get a chance to really even digest anything.
Right. And then you're gonna have special call meetings, and you know, so by law we have to have 2 meetings
a month,
right? Because we're a city over 12,000. And I just learned that.
Yeah, see, that's interesting. Exactly. Right.
So by law we have to have two meetings a month, and you know, he talked about the work sessions. I think that's important. You could actually do maybe a work session for the next meeting after the meeting, or there's some different ways
to do it.
You can do it,
right?
But he's on the same page as I am. We don't need to have all these meetings.
Right. Yeah. Look, exactly. I don't know of any town that has more meetings than anywhere I've ever seen, and nothing's getting done. How do you know?
I'm just like, I'm one that I despise is having meetings to have meetings.
Just for the sake of having a meeting. Yeah.
Let's meet. Let's figure out what we need.
Lord.
Let's move out.
Yeah.
Go out and execute.
Now, community-wise and transparency, and have you given any thoughts? You know.
Well, I think just being present and visible in the community. You know, I've been attending a lot of events. You know, and those people are just like, wow, man, you've been all over the place. Yesterday I was at Monster Match.
You went to the march?
Yeah, the Monster March, and then I went
to
Selma
the Wild.
And man, those kids ought to be wide open today because they had a lot of cats. And then I went to the Wild Game Cook-Off. And
how was that?
That was actually.
How was the food?
The food's good.
I was a judge, I think, 3 years, and that's a tough call. Yeah. Speaking of which, what about the Alabama River Chili Cook-Off? You were a judge there, weren't you?
Yeah, I ate so much chili, man. I was so full. Yeah, so I've been eating a lot. Right?
You know, but now the chili cook-off, what I really liked about it was the hundreds of people, no trouble.
Well, it's just like the Wild Game, man. It was
no
nice.
trouble.
No trouble, man.
The Monster March. I didn't hear of anything bad that happened. You know,
and we've just got a couple of bad apples that we've got to
plan. We got a plan for them, huh?
Right. We got to deal with.
You know.
And then, you know, it's just and it's targeted crime. You know, and we got to figure out how to deal with that. This random shooting, it's affecting all of us.
Well, these cameras, I understand, the cameras could go a long way in solving these crimes.
Right.
You know, and be possibly a deterrent.
And,
you know,
and lighting. We need to install some lighting, especially in some areas of our city. And so those are things that we're going to address.
Well, I'm sure you probably already have a relationship with Aubrey Carter in Alabama Power.
He'll be on my transition team.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, well, good. Yeah. Well, hopefully there's a way a practical way, to get the lighting done. Yeah. Then the holidays are coming up, and there's a lot of issues. I'm here to help in any way that I can be of service. And we're more than glad to be of service. And we certainly want to make sure the people need to know, what's going on. And one of my criticisms of a lot of elected officials, is that sometimes not being transparent makes it look like you're doing something you're not.
Right.
Like when all the money that came in through the disaster, we still have people saying they stole the money. only because they didn't know how much came in and where it went. It's something as simple as just letting people know where we are financially.
And that's like with Judge Nunn. He came out to the event at Strong's.
Oh yeah,
right. And he's everywhere.
Yep.
And sometimes when you're visible, when people can talk to you, you can dispel the rumors. You can talk
answer
to
questions. Right.
And sometimes if you give the people the information, then they don't have to go try to find it.
Yep.
And then when they find it, sometimes they find it from the wrong sources.
Well, but that's what social media is a disservice sometimes because there's too many rumors that some people are putting that out there intentionally, and they know it's misinformation. But they don't have the same standard that professionals have. And so we have to be careful about that. And but good. I'm glad you're aware. I'm glad to know that you're aware of that. And so there was something else that I was going to ask you about, though. Now, there's a lot of people who have been traumatized from these murders and families, and I don't know. These are just food for thought. You know what I mean?
It definitely it's an issue.
And homelessness. But now I must tell you something. I don't know what happened, but since you've been elected, the homeless problem seems to be disappearing.
It's cold.
You say it's cold too. Well, some of the normal hangouts, I don't see them hanging out where they normally hang out. And I said, well, I wonder if that has anything to do with you coming in or not. I don't know.
But yeah, that's homelessness. It ties in with mental illness as well. But that's something we've got to address.
Well, I remember several years ago, I was working with another person, and we were working with the shelter in Montgomery, and what we were trying to do was get a head count, a snapshot of what the homeless problem was in Selma, because we knew there was one. And we ran into a lot of obstacles, a lot of political obstacles. I don't know. I guess people were ashamed that it was happening under their watch. Maybe their supporters.
That's the issue everywhere.
But that's the thing, right? And we were trying to catch it before it got to where it is now. And one of the buildings we looked at really was the YMCA on Furnace and Broad to be a one-stop center. Because it has room. It had rooms, at the top, where you could actually house people. And find a way to serve them with the mental illness and the whole 9 yards. So I don't know. I'm sure that there are still homeless initiatives, and but we certainly, that's another. I hear the homelessness, and then litter. You know what I mean? It's a big issue. The chili cook-off. As I was leaving, and I left just about before everybody else, before the staff had left, but one of the volunteers with the Black Belt Benefit Group had a wheelbarrow full of garbage bags that he put on the sidewalk with garbage people to collect. And that's a striking difference from some of the other events. You come the next morning, paper all over the street. And this tells me that they didn't plan for the garbage and trash.
That's like with the Saints Fest. They cleaned up right after that.
Did they?
Yeah. They made sure that they had people on deck to make sure it was clean.
That it's clean. And that's got to be personal responsibility.
Right. If you have the event, clean up. But we've got to. That's a community issue. We've got to address it, and we want to go back into the schools and implement litter campaigns and actually talk to Judge Nunn about that. Maybe when the inmates, we don't have jail
anymore, not right now, right.
But implementing that program where you have the inmate litter patrol.
Well, Montgomery. Every time I go to Montgomery, they're everywhere you can see. But they stay clean.
Right. You stay clean, and have some community cleanup events. I know in Ward 6, they've had several cleanup days. They had one last Saturday, and so the ward, having cleanup days where the citizens and constituents come out.
That helps,
because that it's hard for public works to do
by themselves. And they're short-handed anyway.
Yeah, they're short-handed, and that that shouldn't be a public works. We got to cut the grass. We got to keep the road, the right of ways clean,
but not litter too.
Not picking up paper. You know what I mean? So we've got to do a better job as a community to stop just dumping litter all over our community.
Well, now you ran. How many months did you campaign when you decided to run?
I announced February 1st, February.
And you went through a process of determining whether you're going to run or not.
Right.
Now that you've won, and what were you concerned about along the campaign trail and some of the your platform? And now that you're mayor-elect, now's a good time for you to say, "This is what I want, people."
Right.
What do you want? And what can we help you with as a community?
Cleaning our city, not only litter, but with our dilapidated properties, and we've got to enforce code better. So code enforcement is going to be a very important department. We've got to put some teeth into these abandoned buildings. We've got to utilize the laws that are on the books to assist us. Either you're gonna repair the building, stabilize your building, or you need to sell it. We have too many owners that have buildings downtown or all over our city that are just holding the city hostage because they won't clean up their buildings. They won't tear it down or repair.
Won't do anything.
Won't do anything. So we're going to be very aggressive in that regard. And I think that assists us with economic development. That assists us with attracting citizens back to our city. Home ownership, and we're working with NACA and some other developers to bring some affordable homes to our city. But we've got to clean up our city.
I noticed where and again, another topic that keeps coming up, and I know people are saying, well, we sure would like to have like a Golden Corral or a TGI Fridays or a broader selection of restaurants, but I understand that, before you can do that, you got to make sure the economic base is in place. But I'm told that we got the money is in Selma.
Well, and at the end of the training yesterday, the executive director of Urban League of Cities, municipalities said that, the key thing business industry look at is a functioning government. That's the key.
That's the key.
That's the key. So that's where it's got to start.
Right.
We got to start. We got to work together. We've got to be on the same page, because now, people are watching,
Well, see, and that controls the narrative.
That controls the narrative.
So we want to know, how do you change the narrative? It starts with, like what you're saying,
right.
City government getting on the same page.
Well, and city government getting on the same page to improve quality of life. If we're not on the same page, then we can't enforce the laws and the codes and the ordinances. We can't clean up our city. So, it has to be a shared vision. Everybody has to be on the same page. That's the key. And I ran on that, and I think that resonated with a lot of
obviously
with a lot of citizens.
You got black and white support,
right, exactly.
And not that now Mr. Roper got a percentage of the white vote too, but not you got the lion's share of the white and black vote coming together exactly. with something in common.
Something in common. And I think that I'm really excited about our council, and I'm really excited about what we're going to do together, and we're going to disagree, and that I mean, it's not perfect, but you can disagree respectfully,
agreeably.
We don't need to be fighting and backstabbing and
all that old crazy into this, Exactly. Oh, the other event I meant to mention too, today at 4:00, Brown Chapel is going to have they don't celebrate we don't, because I'm a member of Brown Chapel, don't celebrate Halloween, but we do fall festivals. Right. And so there's going to be a fall festival at Brown Chapel this afternoon.
There were about 4 yesterday.
It's a bunch of them, huh?
And some of them, I know Elkdale's having some today. birthday too. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So these kids got enough candy
to last for a while.
Osborne, James Osborne, Ray, they gonna be fixing a lot of teeth.
Well, that's a whole nother issue
Exactly.
in terms of health. We may have a question or a comment. Viewpoint, you're on the air. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Mr. Williams.
Oh, this is Reverend. This is Pastor Leo the Strong from Brown Chapel. How about that?
Yeah. And thank you for putting emphasis on the event from 4 to 6 p.m. We don't necessarily call it Halloween, but the end result is providing an opportunity for youth of GWC to engage in an activity that is so familiar to them that they want to participate in and don't want to be left out of. From 4 to 6 p.m. we'll be giving away bags of candy, chips, and soda, so forth and so on. And I heard you say that and I was downtown yesterday for a few minutes, and thank God, but we live in an area that so often gets left out. So often this area gets left out of good things and included in too many of the negativities of life. So we wanted to make sure that the youth residents of GWC have a share in some of the goodies of life. That's what that's about. And thank you for lifting it up. And congratulations again, Mayor Moss.
Thank you, Reverend Strong. I saw you down there on the bike yesterday.
Yeah. Something I wanted to participate in, and the bike allowed me a little bit more mobility, maneuverability, flexibility. Vehicles were excluded. Want to thank the outgoing mayor and city administration for making that event possible also. And looking forward to the good things that your administration is gonna usher in.
Right.
A long time we wondered who would be that person. Now we know who, and so the focus can shift to what, to what, and also to how. And I think you have presented an opportunity to bring together. Sometimes you just need a fresh start. Relationships need a fresh start in families, in one-on-one relationships. Sometimes you have to reboot the computer and give it an opportunity to achieve maximum operation and overcome challenges that have prevented that from happening. So we're looking forward to a rebooting of city government, and we have an excellent president of the council, Mr. Canard, Randolph, and looking forward to you all teaming up and winning one for Selma, winning 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 for Selma. We look forward to that.
Right.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you called, and we've got to get you to come in sometime and bring us up to date on what's happening with Brown Chapel. And so that was Reverend Leo the Strong. Now I know you're busy, man. I know you have a busy schedule and a hectic schedule, and it's probably going to get worse. We appreciate you coming in. Now, we are offered to Mayor Perkins to be able to come in at least once a month, and the same offer is on the table for you.
Yeah.
You can let us know what days will work for you. But now that is not the only time.
Right.
You have an open door.
Okay.
You're the mayor, or you're the mayor-elect. You're not the mayor yet.
Yeah.
But Monday at 12 noon. I know that's when it's going to hit.
Yeah.
When you get sworn in, huh? So what? Anything else you'd like to say?
I know. I'm just I'm just humbled that the citizens have trusted the city under my leadership for the next 4 years, and I don't take this assignment lightly. I'm excited, a little nervous, but we're just gonna work hard and again work together to ensure that we're doing right for our citizens themselves.
What happens with your position at Wallace?
So I resigned from that position October the 15th. Yeah. So the last couple of weeks, I mean, I've just been everywhere. Just
I was going to see have you been able to get any rest?
Not really. Not really.
It's a good thing you're a young man.
Exactly. And just trying to, just mentally get focused,
prepared,
and prepared. Put some things on paper, some things and some documents, and some things that I need to have day one.
But that budget's going to be a monster, huh?
Well, we just got to work it. We just got to.
But you're used to that because you did the budget for the school system, so yeah.
And budget at Wallace. So we've just got to strategically align our budget to our resources and our needs for the city. And so I worked in. People don't know this. I worked in the Institutional Effectiveness Office. I was a marketing director, but I worked in IE, and IE drives the college. And a lot of budgetary issues and budgetary alignments
based on priorities
and goals. And if you meet these goals, and one thing about Dr. Mitchell, I've learned from him, if you've got it in the budget and you don't use it, or you don't, it doesn't. Obviously, you didn't need it. You didn't need it. And so I think that's very important that we align our budgetary needs to.
Well, see, now when you start talking like that, then that means that you are taking a business approach to government. Exactly. And although government is not designed to make a profit, but you're not designed to lose money either.
Right. I mean, the city, in my opinion, we wasted $300,000 on attorney fees. I mean, that's money that
the lawyers have made more money than anybody else. And I have friends who are lawyers. I'm not being critical because if it's there, you get it. But you don't want to give them an opportunity for the city to be sued.
Right, because of lawsuits and council and mayor infighting, these fees have added up. $300,000. I mean, that's money that we could do. We could
a lot to do with something to clean up, a building,
or just a lot of other resources that we could move 300 cash to.
Yeah.
So just going in and looking at the needs and reducing the wasteful spending, and I don't believe in just spending money. I believe in spending it
wisely.
Mm-hmm. And then also our process, our purchase order process, our bid process, streamlining all of that.
What about the work orders in terms of people from the city council?
Streamlining until there's some software and that we should be utilizing with payroll, with I understand that some people are still signing in instead of
digital, right?
And then that's how you can reduce overtime theft and other issues.
Right.
So just bring the city back up to 21st century.
No, I got you. I did for when in 2000 or so, right afterwards. I have some expertise in collections, but I don't like collections. Right. But and that was when Roosevelt when he was still working, and they still had not digitized. They were still doing water bills by hand.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that was just not practical. Right. There was $1 million out that was owed the city, half of which could have been collected simply by sending a bill with the push of a button, Exactly. So I hear what you're saying. There's a scripture in Proverbs that says, when the righteous rule, the people rejoice.
Right, exactly.
So,
and that's what the transition period is for, just to go in there, every department, you give us a list of needs, lack of resources or resources that you feel you need. Let us understand what you're doing, how are you doing it, and we want to assist. It's not to blame.
You make an assessment. You want to see where I'm at.
See where we're at.
What size are my shoes?
Right.
What size shoes do I need? Exactly. I didn't know that we lose an inch as we get older.
Oh, yeah. That's what we're short.
Yeah, So that means I'm a little shorter than I used to be. I need to reassess and see what size lift pants I get.
You know, and that's just fair. You know, that's fair. And sometimes, you know, people that are working in these departments, they have better ideas.
You never know, huh?
You never know if they've been allowed to
express without being oppressed or suppressed, or people feel threatened by you if you got a new idea. You know,
it's a fresh start. No. Everybody's on the same page. You know, it's a fresh start.
Well, I think Reverend Strong, you know, said it right. I would phrase it differently and say a fresh pair of eyes.
Right.
Sometimes you need a fresh pair of eyes. Right. You know, just to be able to look at things differently. And come up with these solutions. But I'm looking forward to it. The people are really excited. I get a really good feel and sense from people really looking forward to this next your administration.
And there are going to be some challenges, and you know, but you know, I just want people to understand that you know it didn't happen overnight.
Mm.
But we're, you know, you'll see some immediate changes. But you know, we're just, I just want people to know that we have the citizens' best interests at heart. You know. And
how do people, if they want to, do you have a suggestion box, or can people meet with you, or if they want to, how are you going to handle folks? Because you know you're going to be bombarded by a lot of different things. You got to have a way, I'm assuming, to deal with that.
In this schedule, you know, so I don't even have my email yet. So my work phone.
You haven't any of that yet, huh? After Monday, that'll start, huh?
But again, I'll be accessible.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, to a point. I mean, you can't just.
You got to work at some point, huh?
So,
you can't just keep meeting,
exactly. But you know, I will be accessible.
Yeah. Good. Well, Mayor-elect Moss, it's such a pleasure. Again, congratulations. I'm looking forward to your administration. And, you know, anything we can do here at Broad South Communications, you know, we're here to help.
I appreciate it.
You know.
You got a busy weekend?
Well, you know what? This weekend I'm gonna do what you said we need to do, and that is clean up. I'm taking me 2 days to finish cleaning up. Exactly. It was just too hot, man, for me. But that's what I had started inside. I've been cleaning for 2 weeks, you know, and so now I'm just about ready to go outside. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. You know, plus there's a lot of work being done on Highway 80, you know, and they didn't help my yard. I can tell you that. But I'm not complaining because, you know, once the work is done, I won't have to see you guys anymore. And we'll have a nice road.
Right.
Then I'll clean up behind them.
Yeah. Everybody's just going to clean up now. Right?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm getting ready to do.
Well, I'm going to try to get a little rest. We got
get some rest.
I know they've got the photography.
Oh, yeah, Arts Revive. There's something else going on.
And you know, there's a lot going on itself.
Yes, a lot happening.
There's a lot happening. Now, I want to make sure we get a community calendar so that people are aware.
With the city is what you're saying. Yeah. Because, well, you know, one thing, now, Cheryl Smedley and the Chamber of Commerce, they have an excellent calendar, you know, and then I take their calendar and share it on the selmapostherald.com website. And then we get a lot of church announcements too. And then you're going to get a lot of stuff that nobody else gets, you know. And so, and I'm hoping that, well, I don't want to get, I'm going to wait until you get in office and then I'm sure we'll have a time to sit down and talk, you know. You know, you may have a question for you here or a comment before we let you go. Viewpoint, you're on the air. Good morning. How are you?
Yes, I just want to make this announcement to remind this afternoon that we're having our trick or treat for our kids in the community in the city of Selma over at Roger Butler off the corner of Church and Amnesty.
This is Councilwoman Janie Touchdown. Congratulations, Councilwoman.
Thank you, sir.
I hear you got the award. You got the designation for the highest level of education for an elected official, huh?
Yes, sir.
Who was that?
This is Janie Thomas. Councilwoman Thomas.
How you doing?
I'm doing great this morning.
All right. I saw you 2 days in a row, so.
Well, good. Well, you guys, I'm sure you're going to see each other Monday, if not before then, and you'll probably see each other somewhere over the weekend. Who knows?
She got a lot of energy, I tell you.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, she's retired.
Right.
and she has the time. All right, thank you, Councilwoman. Yep. Okay. Well, I know that you got a busy schedule. Thank you so much. You know, tell your folks hello.
I will.
You know, they did a good job, huh?
They did. Right.
Okay, you have a good day. And just whenever you need me, let me know. Okay. All right. We're gonna take this last break, and I'll be back with more after these messages.
All right, brother.
Yeah, man. Look, give me a holler when you need something.
I will.
All right, got you. Yep.
Your mobile device. No matter how many attractions listed on the ticket you see during the time span you bought, your price stays the same. Pick the right ticket option that best fits your schedule, and then enjoy more attractions without spending more. All-in-one tickets for different areas of Alabama are available at alabama.travel and other places where online tickets are sold. Brought to you by Alabama Tourism Department, the ABA, and this station.
Meadows Tire and Automotive is your undercar specialist. From the latest and best tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle running great, we can get you out on the road quick and at an affordable price. See us at 2897 Citizen Parkway in Selma. Better service, quality, selection, and more. We've got them. Come see them. Our deals you won't believe them. Meadows Tire and Automotive. Call or text us at 334-875-7276. Check us out online at meadowstire.com. Isn't it about time to reclaim your earth? We're talking about your land. Maybe it's your hunting land, or maybe it's your backyard, or even a cozy little spot down by the creek.
Good.
It's all grown up. You need to call Jeff Denmark. He's got this monster machine that'll eat that scrub brush like a hound dog eating a ham ball. It'll tear through an acre of heavy brush, undergrowth, and even small trees in no time flat. Denmark Tree Service has also expanded their capabilities with all types of land clearing, whether it requires a forestry mulcher or a dozer and excavator for larger clearing jobs. Grapple trucks capable of loading and hauling most any type of debris. And of course, specializing in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding. When old Jeff Denmark clears your land, it'll look like a state park when he gets done. Find out more, call Jeff Denmark at Denmark Tree Service at 334-239-1057. If you'd like a chance to win the $1,000 in cash at Dixie Country Night at the Central Alabama Fair, here's all you have to do. Show up Thursday night, November the 6th, and pay your admission to the fairgrounds. Gates open at 5:30. Then come to the pavilion where you can put your name in the registration box immediately. Then sit back and listen for your name. We'll start calling out contestants' names at 6 p.m. from the registration box. Each contestant will go into the cash queue for 40 seconds.
He's got to be, he's probably been bombarded from everywhere.
Yeah. The contest will end at 8 p.m. That's where the person who collects the most dollars in their trip in the cash queue will win $1,000 in real cash. But every contestant who's lucky enough to take a turn in the cash cube will receive $25 in fare bucks. It can be used anywhere on the fairgrounds. We hope to see you for Dixie Country Night. Maybe you'll win that $1,000 cash from the Lions Club and Dixie Country. Don't miss Auburn football against Kentucky Saturday.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Covered at 3:30 p.m. only on the Auburn Sports Network.
1490 WHBB, and you're tuned to Viewpoint. I'm really impressed with our new mayor-elect, Johnny Moss the third. I think he has the perfect attitude and approach to the position. I think it's what we need at this time, and looking forward to us making progress, us as a city and as a county, and eventually as a region, and I'm glad to hear that he has consulted with Mayor Reed in Montgomery and Woodfin in Birmingham. It's about building a consensus, and I'm glad the governor has mandated that new elected officials go through the training with the Alabama League of Municipalities. Knowledge is power. Words matter. You hear me say that all the time. and it is real. It's true. And so when I think about the Voting Rights Act of 1965, I think more local. It is more important. Now in 1965, there were only, before the Voting Rights Act was signed, there were only 800 African Americans that were registered to vote out of potentially 10,000. After the Voting Rights Act, that 800 grew to 10,000 or close to it. So for me, it is more important to be able to actively participate in your local government process, being able to determine who your city council person is, who your city council president and mayor are, who the probate judge is and county commissioners, who's your state representative, who's your state senator. Now the congressperson and senate and president, and governor, that's another level that's important. But at the end of the day, in terms of quality of life, folks, local matters. All politics is local. And so we have been complaining for the last 10 years almost, and maybe even before then, about our city council and mayor not being able to get along. We now have an opportunity to change the narrative by making that happen, and by supporting those people that we have put in office. And it sounds like they're going to be off to a good start. So let's do our part. We've got some work to do culturally. To go to a barbecue and have a family event and somebody gets shot in the head twice for no reason. We've got to stop that. We've got to learn self-control. I know we have a lot of gun control advocates. I'm a self-control advocate. Learn how to control ourselves. I say that it's easier said than done. I guess if somebody stepped on my toe the wrong day, who knows? I might be the one. I actually almost experienced that. So I'm telling you, I'm not telling you something somebody told me. I know it's not easy, but it is easy. It's easy to walk away, or not to go. And when you have enough time to think to go and get a weapon and come back and shoot somebody, you're making a decision that could take somebody else's life or yours. But at the end of the day, the trajectory of your life will change. Is it worth it? I wonder if Prince Andrew in England has not asked himself all the trouble that he has experienced as a result of reportedly and allegedly saying that he thought it was his privilege to be able to basically do whatever he wanted to do sexually, whether it was underage or not. And now he's been stripped of everything. He's been stripped of his title as Prince. He was stripped of a residence. It sounds like he must have planned for anything that bad that could have happened. He does have somewhere else to live. So he wasn't completely living on the dime of the people. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I'm not going to, again, anytime you have to go down them rabbit holes, it takes hours of research. But my point is, decisions have consequences, just like elections have consequences. Mayor Mall said something really important: maturity. We have to be politically mature. This is what it's all about. We can talk to each other. We can disagree. But at the end of the day, everybody wants a safe community. Everybody wants a prosperous community. All we have to do is respect each other and starting with respecting ourselves and changing this culture. We can do better. And I believe we will do better. And so good. This was a good morning. We had both two very important components in our community: education and government. We had the superintendent of Selma City Schools, who also has an excellent mindset and attitude, and the new mayor-elect for the city, who has an excellent mindset and attitude. Now the work begins. Now we can move forward. Hope is alive. The glass is half full. The sky is not falling, Chicken Little. Some of us think that the only way things are going to get better is if I'm in charge. I got to be the head person in charge. That's the only way it's going to happen. And if I'm not the head person in charge, I'm going to see to it that nothing does get done. What kind of a way is that to think, huh? No. Let's see if we can't find ways to lower these silos and connect. You can still have your territory and power, whatever your perception is, and work with people. But personally, I think the most important power is personal power. And now for me in my house, I choose to serve the Lord and to have my power connected to his. And he dictates to us, his servants, that we serve others. Anyway, you have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend. I'll see you Monday morning, the good Lord willing. There's a lot going on over the weekend. I mentioned some of the other events. You can also, I'm going to update the community bulletin board and church calendar on the selmapostherald.com website. And the Chamber of Commerce's calendar is also an excellent source. Stay tuned for Fox News on WHBB Selma. It's 10 o'clock.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what House Speaker Mike Johnson is urging Americans to do on day 31 of the government shutdown.
Call the Senate Democrats and tell them to stop the nonsense. Echo the voices of the unions, of the airlines,